Hello guys, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the channel. Today we will be doing an update video on a major maintenance session for my 2 feet aquarium. As you can see, all the plants in the tank have overgrown, like it's literally brimming with the plants, with the greenery, and all the plants have been growing really nicely. I don't want to trim them, but I have to. So first I'll just remove all the floating gunk. There is some blue green algae forming on the surface of the water, so I'll just remove all that, and I'll take out the floating plants. Then we can start with the trimming session of the plants, and it is going to be a huge trim for the plants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim all the plants, like literally the rotala, kabamba, vallisneria. Even vallisneria I'm going to trim to the roots, and I want it to grow back. Like literally there will be no vallisneria floating on the surface after this trim session. So I'm going to trim every one of those plants. And the Limnophila sessiliflora, it has overgrown into a jungle in itself. So most of the tank space is taken up by Vallisneria and Limnophila, so they are also going to get a huge trim. I'm also planning to give a huge trim to the Hygrophila plant as well, because it's becoming you can say a much bushier plant, and I want it to become much bushier as well as compact. So when you give a huge trim to the plants, they become more compact because they get a bushier shape, right? So that is what I want to achieve this time. So let's get on with it. The only thing that is disappointing is the crypts are not doing very well in this tank. But in previous setups, the crypts, like I have Cryptoquarian and I have one Amazon's world, but they have become dormant. They are not showing any new growths. I don't know why. They are not even dying off. They are just like staying alive in this tank. They are not growing, they are not dying. So I don't know the reason, but if anybody does know the reason, please let me know in the comments, like how can I revive them, how can I encourage them to grow more. So please let me know in the comments. I will be grateful. After the huge trimming is done, I'll just remove all the floating debris with the fishing net, and we can add the new water. And I don't use any water conditioner or any chlorine remover or anything else. I just use plain tap water itself, and I have never had any issues with that. I even clean the filter sponge inside my internal filter using using the plain tap water. I don't take any water from the tank itself and then squeeze out the gunk from the filter sponge and all that kind of stuff. I just use plain normal tap water, and I have had never no issues with that. So I don't know why people say don't use tap water to clean your filter sponge and all that kind of stuff. It is just doing fine with me. After I'm done siphoning out the gunk and removing and lowering the water level, I want to give the glass a nice clean, because I noticed that filament algae is growing on the glass now as well. But you saw me removing the hardscape, the wood, because there was a lot of filament algae growing on it, and as well as a lot of snails were staying on it. I guess the number would be between 50 to 60 snails, or maybe some 70 to 80 snails as well, considering they were very small. So I just removed the wood itself and gave it a nice clean. I scrubbed off all the algae, I removed the pest snails. I know this will not totally eradicate the amount of snails from my tank, but I've reduced their number, and eventually they will bounce back. They will maintain a balance of their population, but it's always better to remove some of them manually. Let's just give a nice clean to the glass from inside and remove all that algae, so it becomes much more clear and visible about for the inside scape for us to view, right? So that we are going to do, and I just use a plain normal scrubber that you can find in the kitchen, but use a new one. Do not use the scrubber that has been used previously to wash utensils. Okay, I'm using a new one here. I have not used previously used scrubber, so that can cause some problems in your tank. And I know it's common sense that you'll use a new one as well, but it's my job to let you know, as I'm using a scrubber here, and I want you to know that it's a new one and I don't use something that has been used in the kitchen previously. After removing of algae is done, let's top off the water in the tank and get the water level back to where it was in the beginning. So as you can see, the tank does not look pretty right now, but trust me, it will grow and it will bounce back to its previous beauty and previous glamour, like it was looking so good when it was overgrown. But you need to give a trim like this, a major trim to the plants, because when you do a trim, it will grow much more bushier, much more compact, and give it a more kind of jungle type of look. So that is what I'm trying to achieve. So this kind of major trimming was a necessity, and I was planning to do it for a long time, but I did not have that mentality to trim down such a beautiful tank, such beautiful green plants, but I had to do it eventually. So yeah, now you can see the tank looks okay, but not good like it was looking so good previously. But I'm hoping it will get much better after the plants grow back. Let's see what happens. I'll keep you updated on that. Also, after every maintenance session, I give the glass a clean from outside as well, because there are some fingerprints on it, some dust settles, maybe something else that is making the glass look more opaque and not transparent. So give the glass a clean from outside as well to make it look much more clear and transparent and visible for us. These are the amount of plant trimmings that I recovered from this tank, and I don't plan on using them in the same tank again, because I want this tank to grow back from this stage to the stage it was in before this major trimming update. So I don't know what I will be doing with these cuttings, but for the time being I plan to keep them in one of my tubs, one of my guppy breeding tubs, um, and eventually maybe they will be helpful, they will be useful in one of the projects that is going to come in the future, or maybe I'll just give it to some of my friends. If somebody is interested and you live nearby, I live in Satara, Maharashtra, by the way. If you are interested to have these plants, let me know in the comments, let me know on Instagram. If you can contact me on Instagram, I have the same name as my channel on Instagram as well. So please let me know if somebody is interested in having them, and don't worry, it will be free for you. I'm not trying to sell these on my channel. Also, one good news, assassin snail has returned to the tank, and I don't know where it was hiding. It was gone for literally 1 month. I was beginning to think that assassin snail has died, because I was not able to see her. I didn't even notice her. She was not coming out. I guess she had buried herself in substrate somewhere, and I was not able to see her anywhere like for a month, and I just thought, okay, maybe she had died. So I just gave up hope. But suddenly after the maintenance was done, in the evening she just reappeared, and she was gliding on the surface of the glass, and I was so happy to see her come back. So maybe she's taking care of some of the pest snails, and that is a good thing. So yeah, that is one of the good things that has happened now. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and